What is Tommy Robinson's appeal, and why does he have such a big following?
I think it's because he speaks about things that affect the ordinary people, that the MPs don't really affect them because they're not living where we're living. I'm not saying Tommy's right on everything he says, but you have to look through the narrative at some of the finer genuine concern. We can't just keep denying there's problems or there's no problems with immigration when there are problems, where local people are seeing the difference. We need to start having open, honest conversations about various issues. We need to reclaim the conversations back.
For many years, Tommy Robinson has been at the forefront of exposing the horrific crimes of underground gangs and the systemic flaws that allowed these atrocities to continue. For his statements, he was ridiculed, criticized, and was declared an ultra-right extremist. However, recent revelations about government cover-ups have confirmed his efforts. New data emerged yesterday, highlighting the shocking scale of the grooming gang scandal and the deliberate concealment of important information. In this context, billionaire and freedom of speech advocate Elon Musk publicly expressed support for Tommy Robinson, calling for his immediate release. In today's video, we will discuss this situation and consider the headline on how reform can significantly affect Tommy. Since Tommy Robinson's return from the New Year holidays, a real scandal has erupted around the concealment of groomer gangs. Over the years, he has spoken openly about the terrible crimes of these gangs and the system failures that contributed to their existence.
Musk's vocal support, expressed through his social media platform X, has reignited debates around free speech, political extremism, and the influence of global tech moguls in national politics. In a series of posts on X, Elon Musk, the world's richest man and newly appointed advisor to Donald Trump, pinned the phrase "Free Tommy Robinson" to the top of his profile. Musk described Robinson as a truth teller while sharing a controversial documentary linked to the activist. Robinson, however, is no stranger to controversy and has had several run-ins with the law.
Despite all the attacks and labels that have been slapped on him, calling him a far-right extremist, recent revelations confirm many of his bold statements with stunning clarity. They show that the authorities not only hid the perpetrators, but also forced the victims to remain silent, leaving them in silence and suffering. Tommy Robinson is still languishing in prison, in conditions that are usually reserved for the most dangerous criminals. And for what? For daring to share the truth through video. Meanwhile, new revelations about the grooming criminal group reveal the horrific consequences of the system failures that led to this nightmare. Robinson's tireless efforts to solve these crimes, despite the ostracism and humiliation, are finally beginning to receive well-deserved recognition. His work was justified, and the entire nation should realize that it needs to offer him a sincere apology. Elon Musk, who became Robinson's ally in his tireless struggle for justice, did not stand aside. In a series of powerful tweets, he outlined Robinson's activities, including retweeting his documentary, which highlights the suffering of survivors with stunning candor. Musk even attached a tweet to his profile calling for Robinson's release, wondering why the UK continues to punish a man who dared to reveal the truth. In his harsh criticism, Musk left no stone unturned by the failures of political leadership, questioning the role of figures such as Prime Minister Keir Starmer in the systemic concealment of information. He called for the responsibility of those who allowed these atrocities and those who tried to silence informants. This is not just a struggle for justice, it is a struggle for human dignity and the right to truth.
Have you or anyone from Reform UK been in touch with Elon Musk about his tweets on UK politics in recent days?
I haven't spoken to him for some time, a few days. He's tweeting about everything. He's tweeting about farming, he's tweeting about Keir Starmer's competence, he's tweeting about Tommy Robinson, he's tweeting about me, Reform UK. He has a whole range of opinions, some of which I agree with very strongly, and others of which I'm more reticent about. Oh, having him as a supporter is very helpful to our cause. I mean, goodness me. I mean, he's an absolute hero figure, particularly to young people in this country. So yes, he's very helpful indeed. Now look, everyone says, well, what about his comments on Tommy Robinson? Look, my position is perfectly clear on that. I never wanted Tommy Robinson to join UKIP. I don't want him to join Reform UK, and he won't be.
Musk's bold stance has caused a real storm of indignation in political and social circles. His participation could be a decisive moment in the fight for justice and freedom of speech in the UK. Let's take a closer look at this. Elon Musk's support for the Reform UK programme has become a hot topic of discussion in political circles recently. According to rumours, Musk, known for his outspoken views on freedom of speech and the urgent need for systemic reforms, is considering making a significant donation to the party, which could radically change the political picture of the UK. At the time of recording, these rumours had not yet been confirmed, but they had already caused a wave of discussion and controversy. Musk's public support for the UK reforms has significantly increased the party's prominence and appeal, especially among those who are disillusioned with traditional political structures and eager for change. However, this newfound attention raises an important and controversial issue: the apparent unwillingness of Reform UK to cooperate with Tommy Robinson. Nigel Farage, a prominent figure in the party and one of its most prominent representatives, has repeatedly publicly distanced himself from Robinson, stating with determination that he wants nothing to do with him. Richard Tice has also been heavily criticised for his dismissive stance.
I don't think that Tommy Robinson is frothing anything either.
I didn't say he was either. I said he was an extremist, but I didn't say he was frothing.
Well, I disagree with you on that. And the man that I was there with, in fact, just not one man, but the person I was there with, I was referring to a moment ago, who is Muslim, I'm sure if he was on the line with me right now, he would be putting you straight, that you're giving out the wrong message, that Tommy Robinson is not an extremist. He says certain things that are truths. The reason why he's been convicted to prison for 18 months today, your news bulletin is saying that he put out repeated falsehoods or something like that. Actually, it's the opposite. He's been put in prison for telling the truth.
In October, during a huge Unite London protest that drew hundreds of thousands of people, Tice's comments that he wanted nothing to do with the party caused a storm of discontent among Robinson's supporters and others who fight for similar ideals. This statement was a real blow to many, leaving them in a state of deep disappointment, because it seems that the bridges between Reform UK and Robinson's supporters have been burned forever. For these people, this breakup was not just a political disagreement, it was a blow to their hopes and dreams of justice. They see Reform UK as a party that should share their core values, especially on critical issues such as justice reform, government accountability, and protecting the rights of those who find themselves vulnerable due to systemic failures. However, the party's unwillingness to support Robinson led to a painful split, and many felt the bitterness of disappointment. But now that Elon Musk has openly sided with Tommy Robinson, the situation is taking an unexpected and exciting turn. The convergence of Musk's values and Robinson's beliefs, especially regarding freedom of speech and exposure of systemic violations, raises an important question. Can Musk's influence be a catalyst for reconciliation between Reform UK and Robinson's movement? The potential for such a significant change is simply enormous. If Reform UK can bridge this gap, it will be able to unite two groups that strive for similar goals, fighting institutional flaws, upholding justice and challenging political correctness. Such an alliance can attract a wider audience of supporters and create a powerful coalition for change that can change the course of history.
What about the UK riots when they say you're at the forefront and you're instigated every riot in the UK?
Bruv, total insanity, because I made a video, again, luckily, because if it didn't, it had 8 million views on X. I made a video saying, let's see what I said about the riots. And I put together everything from the start of the riots. And it's me saying, stop fucking burning shit, you weirdos. Stop attacking police. You see those police officers, they're out on the front. Everything I said is a total opposite of what the media said. There's no evidence. Use ChatGPT. Yeah, use AI and say, did Tommy Robinson instigate? And I never once claimed it was a Muslim. I never once claimed it was a asylum seeker. I didn't. Nigel Farage did. Certain people did. I didn't. Yeah, never once. So there's no truth at all in the fact that I instigated any riots.
However, the problems remain extremely serious and require immediate attention. Reform UK must carefully weigh the risks associated with the possible alienation of moderate supporters who may perceive Robinson as a divisive figure. This creates tension and fear that the party may lose the support of those who sincerely believe in its ideas. At the same time, the lack of support from Musk and the growing popularity of the Robinson case may lead to a missed opportunity to convey his ideas and expand the influence of the party. As the situation develops, it becomes increasingly clear that Musk's involvement has brought a new dynamic to UK politics. His bold willingness to openly support Robinson has not only renewed heated discussions about freedom of speech and justice, but has also drawn attention to internal conflicts within Reform UK.
Critics say Musk's actions reflect a troubling normalization of far-right ideologies under the guise of free speech. Supporters argue that Musk is standing up against censorship and championing free expression. But as Robinson's ties to extremist groups, including the Proud Boys and UK riots, are scrutinised, the line between free speech and incitement to hate becomes increasingly blurred. Is Elon Musk wielding his influence irresponsibly, or a free speech advocate challenging government's overreach? For now, the debate over Tommy Robinson and Musk's controversial stance rages.
And could Musk's influence be the catalyst that will help overcome these differences and pave the way for a united movement that can change the course of history? At the same time, Meghan Markle's return to Instagram was described as ridiculous and was yet another attempt by the Sussexes to make money after her debut on a new solo account. Speaking to reporters, The Sun's former royal correspondent Charles Ray expressed his bewilderment at the Duchess of Sussex's New Year's post, saying, "To be honest, I don't understand what she's doing right now. I would have thought we should have played the theme song from Jaws when she was running towards the water." This statement highlights how society perceives the actions of the Sussexes and creates the feeling that their attempts to regain attention to themselves cause only ridicule and discontent. See you later.